In a small coastal town lived a young man named Ayaan, a painter who dreamed of showing the world how color could speak louder than words. He spent his days painting on old walls, broken doors, and even discarded cardboard. He couldn't afford real canvases, but he always said, if your art has a soul, it doesn't matter where it lives. Every morning, he carried a bag of worn brushes and walked to the harbor, where fishermen mended nets and children played barefoot. While others saw dull, peeling walls, Ayaan saw stories waiting to be told. He painted sunsets, faces, wings, dreams, each one alive with hope. But when he sent his paintings to art galleries in the city, every reply came the same way. We regret to inform you. Rejection after rejection. At first, Ayaan laughed them off. Then he started to count. One rejection, 10, 30, 60-2 by the time he reached 100, he stopped painting altogether. His once colorful world turned gray. The brushes dried. The paints hardened. He told himself, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm just not good enough. He started working at a cafe by the pier, wiping tables, serving tea, watching tourists come and go. Every time someone asked about his old paint stains, he smiled weakly and said, just a hobby from another life. But every night, he still walked past the harbor wall, the one filled with his fading art, and looked away, unable to face it. One evening, as the sun melted into the sea, an old man stood in front of that same wall, staring for a long time. When Ayaan walked by, the man turned and said, who painted this? Ayaan hesitated. Just someone who stopped painting. The old man smiled faintly. Then the world has lost something precious. He introduced himself as Kabir, a retired art curator visiting the town. He said, you know what the problem with rejection is? We think it's the end of the road. But sometimes it's just the world asking us to build a new one. Then he pointed at Ayaan's painting of a cracked jar spilling water that turned into flowers and said, this is not art. It's truth. The next morning, Kabir came to the cafe and gave Ayaan a folded note. It was an invitation to an art exhibition, not in a city gallery, but in the same harbor where Ayaan had once painted freely. You've already built your gallery, Kabir said. You just forgot to see it. That evening, they hung lanterns across the harbor. Children helped clean the walls. Fishermen placed candles in glass jars. And for the first time, the townspeople saw Ayaan's work, not as stains on old walls, but as stories painted by someone who refused to stop dreaming. When the lights reflected off the sea, the cracked walls glowed like pieces of living art. People whispered, cried, and smiled. A woman said, these walls made our town beautiful again. Weeks later, an art journalist visiting the coast wrote an article titled, The Painter Who Turned Rejection into a Masterpiece. Suddenly, Ayaan started receiving letters again. But this time, they didn't begin with we regret to inform you. They began with we would love to feature your work. Yet Ayaan smiled and stayed by the harbor. When Kabir asked him why he didn't move to the city, Ayaan replied, because the city rejected me, but this town believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself. He continued painting, not for fame, but for the people who passed by every day, the tired, the lonely, the dreamers. And on one of those new murals, he painted in bright blue letters, rejection is not the end. It's just the universe's way of saying, not here, not yet. Ayaan's story spread far beyond the town, shared online, told in classrooms, remembered by artists, dreamers, and anyone who had ever been told no. He taught them that rejection is not a verdict, it's direction. Every no simply points you toward the yes meant for you. Sunrise moral. Rejection doesn't end your story, it refines it. Keep creating, keep believing, and one day, the world will come to the wall you built in silence. Please like and subscribe my channel.